Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. As I elevate all of you, I was looking down at you before, now I'm looking at you in the eye, so hopefully this is better. I had to get the camera up just for your sake and for mine. But talking about going up, talking about hitting levels, Arsenal, is that you? Is that you, Arsenal? Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Absolutely deservedly getting a win today against Manchester City. 3 points in the bag for them. And as much as that's deserved, if it had gone the other way, there would have been a huge controversy again. But the fact that Arsenal got the win in the end means that I think the point that I'm going to discuss, that I feel like needs to be discussed, because this is getting stupid, won't actually get as much attention as it needs to. Had Manchester City won the game, you best believe myself, you, your mother, your uncle, your father, the postman's uncle, everyone would have been on about the same thing. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to steer away from it just because Arsenal got 3 points. And what is that? It's time to talk about the referees again. It's time. Listen, I thought we were done. I thought we were done with talking about VAR and referee this and referee that. Nah, it took 1 week. 1 week. We spoke about it last weekend. We're going to talk about it this weekend. We'll be back next weekend, you best believe, and the weekend after. So make sure you guys are going to be here for that. To be here for that, by the way, make sure that you are hitting the subscribe button and hitting the notification bell. Much appreciated. Hit the like button if you do enjoy this, and don't forget to check out the socials. Thank you all so much. Before we get into the referees, I have to say, Manchester City, what's going on? Worrying times, worrying times. 3 losses in a row. Can I just say, you know, we got 3 wins in a row. So, you know, actually no, that's including the League Cup though, isn't it? Am I allowed to include that? Anyway, Manchester City, 3 league losses on the bounce now. They lost to Newcastle, they lost to Wolves, and they've lost today. In the midst of that, they did beat Leipzig, but that was the Champions League. So we're talking domestically. And if I say domestically, Carabao Cup is included because that is domestic, right? Chelsea 3 wins, Man City 3 losses. Have we switched? Have we switched? I want to ask that question now. Is it going to be a case where maybe in a few games' time, we find ourselves 3rd, and City find themselves 11th. How's that? Wishful thinking, of course, wishful thinking. However, Manchester City do not look like their old selves. And if I'm going to put all the jokes aside, I'm going to talk serious. I've said this for a while, and I'm going to stick to it. And if Man City somehow, you know, get up and running, then fantastic. But I don't think they're going to have a bad season. But they're definitely not going to hit the same season like they did last season. It's just not possible. People expecting them to do wonder things again, 2 years in a row, it's not going to happen. Forget it. I want to say it's borderline impossible, because nothing is truly impossible. Like, if the team is truly, truly good enough, maybe they go 2 years on the bounce with the treble. But it's never been done. And it's never been done for a reason. And no one's even come close to doing the treble twice. Now, I'm not just talking get the treble, no. But maintaining that level and maintaining that standard that they managed to set themselves throughout the whole of last season, you're just not going to maintain. You're not going to. It's just not going to happen. Forget it. They'll come down a notch, which is what I think they've done, which doesn't mean they're a bad team. They're still Man City. They're still class. They will still compete for the title. But if they compete for the title, I think they're going to get knocked out at Europe sooner than people think. If they go quite far in the Champions League, I think they're going to have to sacrifice the Premier League. I do think there's going to be compromise, because like I said, going on that sort of level that they had last season, it's just not going to happen 2 years in a row. It's just not. And today was an example of how Man City just cannot maintain that level. They can't. No one can. Arsenal took advantage. Now, Manchester City, I feel like maybe tactically, Pep Guardiola got a few things wrong. They found it quite hard to break through Arsenal. Erling Haaland looks a ghost at the moment. When De Bruyne is not there, Erling Haaland looks like... I saw it on Twitter. Who was it that put it? Oh yeah, Culture Cams. Cams, shout out Cams. Yeah, Man United fan, massive. He said Haaland without KDB is basically Patrick Bamford. I'm like, you know what? That's not far off. It's not far off. It's not far off, man. It's true. He'll still get the odd goal here and there. It's Erling Haaland. But he's not as potent as he was when KDB was supplying him week in, week out. This is what I'm saying. When you have a KDB out, or you have Mahrez has left, and you've got players that are, you know, not in the same sort of groove as they were last year, or they've left, or they're injured, you're just not going to do well all the time. And now they're suffering. 3 losses in a row. That's unheard of for Manchester City. However, let's see what's going to happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Congrats to Arsenal. They deserved it. Their subs in the end worked pretty well. Tactically, they were set up pretty well. First half looked kind of dire by both teams, but then it stepped up and Arsenal looked like they were quite compact. They were quite threatening. They had enough technicality to break in between the lines. And it worked. It worked a treat. So fair play to Arsenal. Top of the league with Tottenham. How is it we got both North London teams at the top of the table? What's going on? What's going on? Am I in a simulation? What's this? This isn't real life. This can't be real life. What's going on? Anyway, unfortunately, it is reality. Chelsea, can we get up and running, please? And can we, we're 9 points off. Can we catch up? That would be great. Now, it's about time someone restored some order around here. Yeah, I'm not going to live in a world where Tottenham are top of the league. I'm not going to. So, Chelsea, please, sort the situation out. The refereeing, though, we saw Malo Gusto get sent off for something that shouldn't have been a red. We saw Curtis Jones get sent off for something that shouldn't have been a red. We had the whole VAR scandal of last week with Tottenham and Liverpool, where flipping referees don't know what they're doing, VAR don't know what they're doing, the assistant VAR doesn't know what he's doing. The only guy that knows what he's doing is the operator in touch with the referee and with VAR going, guys, it's not an offside, what are you doing? Only he was the one that's not a qualified ref, knew what was going on. We had all of that. We had Klopp coming out talking about replaying a game. We had all of this madness, right? We had the repercussions of last week. You'd think that we would learn the lesson by now. Nah, of course not. Of course not. Kovacic should not have been on the pitch after the first challenge, let alone the second. He should have got 2 red cards today. If we're being consistent, that's the key word here. If we're being consistent with how it should have been for, if we're being consistent with how it was for Gusto and for Jones, Kovacic is a straight red. But, look, I'm going to play devil's advocate here and I'm going to bring some sense to the equation. Should Kovacic have been sent off for the challenge in isolation on its own? You could argue yes, you could argue no. I think it's a little late. With Gusto and with Jones, it wasn't so late. It was very sudden. Ball's gone, boom, foot's into the ankle. With Kovacic, it looked like he had another second to pull away, but he didn't. So there was that. He goes in for so that's a debatable red in and of itself. But if we're going to say, right, let's just say that Gusto's not a red, Jones is not a red, so for that reason, Kovacic wasn't a red. Okay. No problem. No problem. It's definitely a yellow. Like I said, for Gusto, I wouldn't have taken a yellow away from the referee if he had given that, right? I did say at the time, I don't even believe it's a yellow, but if he gave a yellow as a warning, as a caution, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. Same for Curtis Jones. So if we're going to go down that route, okay. But Kovacic, say he got a yellow in that first instance. The 2 minutes later, that's a second yellow, easily. Easy yellow. He should have been sent off. But Michael Oliver is going to look and go, nah, no problem. He gave Kovacic a yellow. Second yellow is more obvious than the first one. Nah, not going to bother. What's going on? What is going on? And the VAR, if we're going to talk about VAR, because this isn't just strictly on Michael Oliver, VAR looked at Gusto and decided to give him a red when it wasn't a red. VAR looked at Curtis Jones and decided to give him a red when it wasn't a red. VAR looked at Kovacic when it should have been a red if they're going to go along the same logic, but they didn't give him a red. Where's the consistency in this? Where is it? This is the problem. This is what I'm saying. The people that are running this are clowns. They're clowns. The referees, the ones in VAR, all of them, they are clowns. They don't know what they're doing. Shout out to Paul Merson on Soccer Saturday yesterday, who absolutely grilled into Mike Dean. Mike Dean was trying to say, no, ex-players don't know the law. You do. You know the law. You know the law. You and your colleagues know the law. Clearly, mate. Clearly you know the law. You know some next bamboozled, outdated sort of law. I don't know what law you're on about, but it's definitely not football. It's unbelievable in terms of how inconsistent. Consistent, I wish I could come on here and say it was consistent. It's consistently bad. Yeah, it's consistently horrific from these referees and from VAR. It's a joke. The standard of refereeing in this country is shocking. It's shocking. Like I said last week, after the whole Liverpool thing, when Klopp decided to come out and start talking about a replay, what did I come on and say? I said, look, okay, fair enough. Let's give benefit of the doubt, right? If Darren England, the referee at the time, the one in charge of VAR, if he's gonna get a punishment, right? Okay, fair enough. He's getting a punishment. Okay, let's hope this is going to be the start of referees taking accountability. The PGMOL, right? The ones in charge, the referee body, looking at this and going, look, any referee messes up from now on, we're going to take action against you. You on the pitch or you in VAR, and we don't care. If that's going to be the precedent, then fair enough, right? You got to start somewhere. So people that were calling to go and get Anthony Taylor from 2 years ago, flipping, you know, cancelled and suspended because of what happened 2 years ago. Look, I'd love to, but let's be realistic. It's not going to happen. So let's look forward. I say let's look forward, and then we see this. We're not going to get any repercussions in terms of Anthony Taylor today and the VAR in terms of the whole red card on Kovacic scenario being consistent with Gusto and with Curtis Jones. We're not going to see that. The consistency is what needs to be brought to the game. And for that to happen, referees need to be accountable. And when there's mistakes, not just mistakes like little errors, but we're talking about blatant mistakes that are beyond what the referee should be making as a mistake, then I'm sorry, punishment needs to be in order. You're not fit enough to work at this level. You're simply not. You're not good enough. You don't belong here. Go to with all due respect, not even League 2, because Championship, League 1, League 2 are all professional leagues. Go down to semi-pro, because that's where you might belong. Go down to semi-pro. Doesn't look like we're going to see that though. So look, when does it change? When does the refereeing in this country change? At what point? At what point does it actually become, do things happen? It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And credit to Arsenal for getting the win today. This is going to kind of get, swept under the carpet because the result came out in Arsenal's favour anyway. But I don't feel like it should be, because we're just going to keep seeing this week in, week out now. How come other countries don't have these issues? It's just us. And then when you actually look at it, and I don't want to be, I don't want to entertain a conspiracy, because we don't know. But Michael Oliver was refereeing in the UAE 10 days ago. Who runs Manchester City? The Abu Dhabi group. Now I don't know if Michael Oliver thought, I'm not going to get on City's bad books today. Look, I'm going to keep Kovacic on the pitch. Maybe that was his own doing. But these little details, these little things, they got to stop. They got to stop. There's got to be complete competence and neutrality in the referee's game. It has to be. We ain't seeing that though. So when is it going to change? When is something going to be done? When are the people upstairs going to look at these referees and go, you ain't good enough? How about going to start looking for some young, hungry referees that are working down in those other divisions, that want the step up, that want the opportunity, that are good enough? What about that lot? If instead we're working with a bunch of grey-haired or bald-headed referees that can probably barely run anymore and they don't know what they're doing. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So let me know your thoughts down below in relation to the whole refereeing scandal. I'm calling it a scandal right now. It's turned into a scandal. So let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Let me know your thoughts on Arsenal, Manchester City as a game in and of itself, and Arsenal taking 3 points, being joint top of the table with Tottenham. And do you think Man City are on a decline? Or is this just a little hiccup in the road? Let me know, a little bump in the road. Let me know down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. So do not forget, hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. Don't forget, check out the socials. They are on screen and in the description for you right now. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Let me know all of your comments in the comment section below. I do read them, much appreciated. I saw all of you on the review yesterday. You guys are hilarious. I'm glad you enjoyed the review. I'm glad you enjoyed the energy, and I'm still feeling good from it. But we're 9 points adrift, and now we're into the international break. I mean, I hate international breaks, but it is what it is. Yeah, we'll see what happens when we all come back for Premier League football. But for now, let's see what's going to happen for all the national teams. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. As I've said, much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you lot tomorrow. Take care and peace.